The Young and the Restless spoilers. Diane's dangerous deception. Will Markham catch her in the act? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, has suggested that she cook dinner for Dr. Lawrence Markham, Jerry Burns. Diane will do whatever it takes to get out of Markham's house and back home to Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. Diane plans to put her sedatives in Markham's food. Will Diane's plan backfire now that she has Markham where she wants him? Diane Jenkins in On to Dr. Markham. Diane knows that Markham has to be working with Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke. Diane has tried to convince Markham that she is falling for him. Markham seems to be falling for Diane's request. However, Markham may be onto Diane's plan and try to turn the tables on her. Diane has asked for sedatives because she claims she cannot rest because she is stressed out. Diane actually wants the sedatives to knock out Dr. Markham, giving her time to escape. Jack has been trying to get a chance to break into the house and save Diane as well. It seems that Patty may have already gotten her hands on him and is holding him somewhere. Whatever the case, Patty recently decided that Jack will never be back with Diane. Where is Jack, and will he ever make his way back home? Will Jack ever find his way back to Diane? Will Diane Jenkins be drugged again? Diane realizes that she was drugged and brought to Dr. Markham's house. Markham has lied to Diane about having a breakdown beside the road. Diane has been told that Jack is responsible for her being locked away. Will Diane manage to knock Markham out and finally escape his clutches? Will Diane find herself drugs once again after Markham switches their meals? Diane is taking a huge risk and may find herself in an even bigger mess. Will Diane find herself unable to escape Markham's clutches and be stuck in his house? Could Diane escape and find herself in trouble after escaping on her own? Kyle Abbott is trying to help too. Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, is working with his father to bring Diane home. Could Diane's plans to stop Markham end up hindering her family's efforts to free her? Will Diane end up stuck with Markham until the police can get enough evidence to free her? What will happen to Jack during the time while Diane tries to escape? Will Patty end up trying to get rid of Diane before Jack and Kyle get to her? What will it take to reunite Jack and Diane now that she has been kidnapped? Will Jack finally make it to Diane and free her from Markham and Patty's grasp? The lights inside the Abbott mansion glowed softly against the chilly Genoa City evening. From the outside, everything appeared peaceful, but behind the elegant walls, secrets were beginning to pile up faster than anyone could keep track of them. Diane Jenkins had spent years rebuilding her reputation. After surviving scandals, betrayals, and countless enemies, she believed she had finally earned a place where she belonged. But old habits and impossible circumstances have a way of returning when they're least expected. This time, Diane wasn't simply protecting herself. She was protecting someone else. Earlier that afternoon, an unmarked envelope had arrived at the Abbott house. There was no return address, only a single message typed neatly across a folded sheet of paper. Meet me at the old warehouse tonight. Come alone. Bring the files. Diane stared at the note for several minutes. The files. No one was supposed to know they existed. Hidden inside a locked compartment in her office were documents that could completely change the future of several powerful families in Genoa City. Whether they were financial records, confidential contracts, or evidence of a larger conspiracy, only Diane knew their true importance. Destroying them seemed like the safest option, but someone already knew. That meant someone had been watching. Meanwhile, Private Investigator Markham had quietly begun following a trail that led directly to Diane. Hired by a mysterious client who refused to reveal their identity, Markham had spent weeks piecing together an increasingly complicated puzzle. Every clue pointed toward Diane. Late-night meetings, phone calls from disposable numbers, unexpected bank transfers. Nothing proved criminal activity, but together they painted a picture that was impossible to ignore. Markham trusted instincts more than paperwork, and his instincts told him Diane was hiding something enormous. As darkness settled over Genoa City, Diane slipped quietly out of the Abbott mansion without telling Jack where she was going. She hated lying to him. Every lie threatened the fragile trust they had rebuilt together. Still, if Jack learned the truth now, everything they had worked for could disappear overnight. She climbed into her car and drove toward the abandoned warehouse district on the edge of town. Unknown to her, another vehicle remained several car lengths behind. Markham never lost sight of her. Inside the warehouse, silence echoed through the empty building. Diane clutched a small leather briefcase tightly against her side. "This ends tonight," she whispered. A voice emerged from the shadows. "You're late." A mysterious figure stepped forward wearing a dark coat and baseball cap, keeping their face hidden beneath the dim lighting. "You brought them?" the stranger asked. Diane hesitated. I need guarantees first." "You don't get guarantees anymore." The stranger extended a hand. "Give me the files." Before Diane could answer, the sound of footsteps echoed through the building. Markham. He had entered through another door. His flashlight swept across the warehouse. "Diane." The stranger immediately backed deeper into the darkness. "Don't move," Markham shouted. For one brief second, Diane faced an impossible decision. Hand over the briefcase. Run. Or tell the truth. Instead, she did something no one expected. She tossed the briefcase across the room. It slid beneath a rusted storage platform just as the stranger disappeared into the shadows. Markham rushed toward Diane. "Who were you meeting?" "I don't know." "Don't lie." "I'm not." "You drove across town carrying confidential documents to meet someone in an abandoned warehouse." Diane folded her arms. "I never said the documents were mine." Markham's expression changed instantly. "If they aren't yours, then maybe you're investigating the wrong person." For a moment, uncertainty crept into Markham's mind. Had Diane deliberately allowed herself to become the center of attention while someone else escaped unnoticed? He searched the warehouse but found nothing. The stranger had vanished. So had the briefcase, or so it seemed, hidden beneath the platform. Another hand quietly retrieved it after everyone had left. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Jack Abbott waited anxiously at home. Diane wasn't answering her phone. Kyle noticed Jack pacing the living room. "Everything okay?" Jack forced a smile. "Probably." But he didn't believe it. Not anymore. Across town, Victor Newman received an unexpected phone call. "The exchange failed," the caller reported. Victor remained silent for several seconds. "And Diane?" "She protected the files." Victor slowly smiled. "Exactly as I expected." He ended the call without another word. Was Diane secretly working with Victor? Or had she unknowingly become a pawn in someone else's elaborate game? The answers remained hidden. The following morning, Genoa City buzzed with rumors after reports surfaced that someone had been seen entering the abandoned warehouse overnight. Police began asking questions. Markham refused to let the matter go. He reviewed security footage from nearby businesses, hoping to identify the mystery figure. Instead, he discovered something even stranger. The person who entered the warehouse before Diane wasn't alone. Another individual had arrived nearly an hour earlier, someone wearing clothing that looked remarkably familiar. As the grainy footage sharpened, Markham leaned closer to the monitor. No. The realization stunned him. Everything he believed about the investigation suddenly changed. Diane had never been the mastermind. She had been trying to stop something. Now the real danger remained free. Back at the Abbott mansion, Diane stood alone in the garden, watching the sunrise. She knew the deception couldn't continue forever. Eventually, Jack would demand answers. Kyle would begin asking questions, and Markham would uncover the missing piece of the puzzle. When that happened, Diane would have only one choice left: tell the truth, or risk losing everything she had fought so hard to rebuild. As the camera slowly pulled away from the Abbott estate, a mysterious figure watched from across the street, holding the recovered briefcase tightly in one hand. A faint smile crossed their face. "The game," they whispered, "is only just beginning."